Hey everyone, welcome back to the shop. Happy New Year. We are working on the Ford Transit van and we're taking a look at some products that came in. We're doing an unboxing today in this live stream episode. We're going to go over the Nomadic cooling 48 volt rooftop AC. We're going to go over Wolfbox, which is a dash cam that's mounted to your rear view mirror. And then Ford has a tricky way of attaching the rear view mirror to the windshield. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you a couple of photos of what that looks like on that big windshield of a Ford Transit. They have a proprietary mount, and we're going to combine that with the Wolfbox so we can have a nice, seamless, clean-looking install. Also, over the break, we upgraded a little bit of the audio and video, so I hope you guys are enjoying this right now. We're going to go over to a second camera here in just a minute. But as always, if you guys have any questions, put those in the chat below. Happy to answer them. And yeah, we'll get to that throughout the live stream if those pop up. So first off, let's look at the three products we're going to talk about over here on the computer. So the first one just came out. This is the Nomadic Cooling X2. Now, there's a variety of these. They have 12 volt, 24, and 48. Now, this one, we actually literally got our hands on it was it last week that came in? But as you can see on their website, this is super cool, that, come on up here. Zoom out. There we go, X2 48 volt launching January 1st. Today is January 1st, and we have it in the shop, which is really cool. So those guys were awesome. Getting those shipped to me as soon as they got it. So yeah, it's exciting. We're going to go over that unit. We're going to talk about why I chose it, what it's being combined with, and then obviously the unboxing, which is always fun to open up new products. This is what it looks like. So there's two versions. The X2, let's zoom in here. So the X2 and the X3, they're both the numbers that they show for efficiency and cooling are pretty mind-blowing. Now, I'm going to be testing that. I have the opportunity right now to actually have in the shop a Nomadic RTX 2000 12 volt, the van that's in front of me, and then behind me, I've got the new van that we're building. That one is going to have this Nomadic cooling 48 volt system. So spec-wise, this in eco mode, remember this is 48 volts, so understand that there's a difference between efficiencies here. But right now, the eco mode on this unit will be 8 amps, which is amazingly low, 8 amps. If we can quickly compare that to the Nomadic, this one has, let's see, where was that? Nomadic has the info's kind of hard to find. There it is. 19 amps. So 8 amps versus 19 amps. So I'm really looking forward to not only this system on the Nomadic performing extremely well, but also extremely low power consumption due to the efficiency gain you get from going from 12 volts to 48 volts. Now, as far as weight, the Nomadic is 76 pounds. So 76 pounds, 72.6 pounds. And this was a challenge for me to actually get it on the roof of the last van. I had to rent from a rental company, Sunbelt Rentals, a forklift. So this is a manual forklift that you operate to move it up in the air. I may have gone over there on a previous live stream. I still have yet to finish that video for the RTX 2000 install, so that's coming up in the future. But 72.6 pounds makes it a little challenging if you don't have help to get it on top of your roof. And it's kind of awkward. You're going to need some wide forks or either 2 or 3 people to help you kind of get it up on the roof. It's just kind of awkwardly balanced, I guess is the best way to put it. Now, in contrast to the Nomadic cooling, which I've not picked up, we're going to go over here on the second camera and we are going to unbox it. But it only weighs 44 pounds right there. So 44 pounds. More efficient, weighs less. Should be no problem for me to get that up on the roof. And then after we talk about those, we'll go into Wolfbox, which is, and these are not, none of these are sponsored, by the way. This is just me giving you guys easy information. So you have two options. You got a 4K, or you have, there's a 4K plus 2.5 res one, or there's this one, which is the G84 or G840H. So this is the one that our customer decided to go with. And there's accessories that come with it. So I went through and measured the van. I found out what needed to go where, you know, if we needed to extend the cable or anything like that. And so Marine One actually has this camera system in it. Now, we didn't do that at the build. It was just already in the van when Thomas brought it to the shop. So I'm already familiar with this, how it plugs in, you know, how you change the SD card and stuff like that. And it's a really, really cool system, especially for a dash cam. And one benefit of having this system is if you want to, so for example, if you have the rear camera from Ford that works when you go into reverse, but instead of having to mechanically turn that camera on to help you, you know, back up or just see what's behind you when you're driving, the Wolfbox is going to allow you to have it always on all the time. So it's a live feed rear view mirror. And in van conversions, you know, most don't have rear view, not rear view mirrors, but windows in the back doors, or you have the bed, or you have some type of obstruction, and this is the solution. So this is what we're putting in this build. The last thing that I'll talk about that's not on this, it's on the table over here. We're going to talk about the proprietary mirror that Ford, actually I'll pull it up here. I got it. This is Ford's mirror system. So if you don't have a special mirror or the one that's got the built-in little mini screen for reverse, you're going to have this standard black plastic setup. And you're wondering why this big thing is on a Ford windshield. So I actually had the opportunity to, Marine One, which is Thomas's van, it came in the shop. And before it came in the shop, it like a rocket hit it on the windshield. So while he had it in the shop, he went ahead and scheduled Safelite to come by, replace the windshield. Now, it was really cool. I got to see a Ford Transit windshield get replaced in my shop. And it is not a small feat to replace that big windshield. One of the main reasons it's so costly is if you look at this, it has this. Now, okay, this circuit board, motherboard, whatever, computer is, this part right here is actually built into the windshield. And I was talking to Safelite, and they said that, yeah, it's not something you add on. This big thing right here is already pre-installed to the glass. So if you ever mess up your Ford Transit, now this is a 2020 model. I think 2019 maybe does not have this, but this is what makes it so expensive. So when you get the windshield replaced, you have this board right here, and then you have all these connectors that go into it. And that has to do with all kinds of stuff. For example, like these two leads, I believe, are the preheaters to the, like the laser or something like that, or the camera inside. It's something really wild. So this, all this stuff is behind that plastic. Now, instead of having a normal rear view mirror mount, Ford has gone with a proprietary, it's like a it's very strange. So this right here is what a rear view mirror gets mounted to. And you have to find a specific forward rear view mirror. So this is what the mirror looks like. Okay, just a basic standard rear view mirror. Here's the camera. And this is the proprietary mount. So you see how wild that is? Not only that, but there's this specific molded plastic that goes around here. And what that's used for is you have to cover everything back up. So this hole right here, the way to clean this up so it looks like a factory thing, you're going to have to find this. Now, I like to solve hard problems. It's fun to do. And the problem was this thing, usually you can only buy it with the camera built into it. And somehow I found a Ford supplier that supplies these mirrors. So this was, with shipping, this was only $47 because there's nothing in it. There's nothing special. There's no electronics or anything like that. And so what I'm going to do is this is going to mount just like normal, but then we're going to install the Wolfbox onto this. That way we can keep all the wires of the Wolfbox hidden in here. So you'll not see any wires. It'll be a really clean installation. Now with the Wolfbox, we're going to do the Nomadic first because I'm excited. I mean, the Nomadic cooling first, then we'll get into the Wolfbox. But yeah, when we get to it, that is actually we'll start with the Wolfbox first. That'll make more sense. We're live. We can change it up here because I actually may make this a separate video. So let's just hop on over there and check out the Wolfbox. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the Wolfbox, all the parts. I'm going to go lay them out on the table and show you kind of the path of how you have to wire everything. The reason I'm being critical about this housing all the wires in here is because the Wolfbox has multiple wires. You're going to have a power wire, then you're going to have a extension cable lead for your rear view license plate mounted camera if you choose to use that. Then you're going to have a third cable coming out of the unit, and that's going to be the power source. So you're always going to have 3 cables that are coming out of it. And if you don't put them in a solution like this, then they're just going to look like a mess and it won't look like a pro install. So we're doing a pro install. Let's go on the table and check this out. Okay. So I'm not waving to you guys. The camera, there we go. So I got the, it's an Insta360 Link. This is the one that normally films us over there on that table. It's over here because that's the new setup that we changed in the shop. Okay, so we got all these are the Wolfbox components. I got this box right here. We'll talk about that in just a second. And then let's go ahead and get our mirror, as well as my little video monitor here. Once again, guys, if you have a question, just put that in the chat. In a minute, I'm going to give you guys the part number to this. So this is a Ford part. This is directly from Ford. It's just a basic standard rearview mirror. So I'll put this, maybe I'll remember it over there. The next thing we're going to go through is we have the G840H. So this is the Wolfbox itself. This is the main component. So we have the main component here. We've got the wiring. This is to, we're going to try to use this kit and see if there's any other product items in here that can help us mount that to this. They come with 2 rubber bands, which it looks really good. But if there's another option besides the rubber bands that hold it on, well, they're not rubber bands, they're, you know, they're fancy rubber bands. Then we're going to have, this is the extension cable that gets our video feed from the license plate mounted rear view camera. Okay, so first, let's take a look at this box. Make sure my audio is working. Okay, looks good. And this stuff is packaged really nice. So here's the main screen. And then this is your forward-facing camera. So what we're going to do is, in a minute, we're going to show how this is going to come back behind here. And you see that? So that is now, so those two components are combined. And see, that's going to give us a clean, super clean, just like a factory rear view mirror. Okay, as we open this further, now just to give you a heads up, so just the straight line distance from the dash to the back of the van is going to be 12 feet. Now, these parts that they sell, they're very reasonable. So I think the extension cable is either $14 or $19 or something like that. So depending on how I have to route this from the front all the way to the back, it's going to be over 12 feet for sure. So I just want to make sure that, you know, when you get to an install, getting this extra run is going to help you so that you don't have to quit everything when you go around and it's not long enough. But anyway, so this comes with the camera, and it is wired directly into the camera. So I don't believe there's a way for, as I'm looking at this, it looks like it's like a proprietary connection. So that, my point is, if you needed to extend this, you're going to need this regardless to extend it. So this is the camera, and this is going to mount to our rear plate. And I'm just going to take this out so that you guys can see kind of the method or how we're going to do this. So next, these are the rubber band pieces that I'm talking about. So there's big ones, and then we have these smaller ones right here. And what they do is they go around the back. What I like about them, just from what I did in Thomas's van, is you can put it around the mirror that you're trying to adjust, and then you can, you know, either move it kind of left or right and get it right where you want it, and it'll stay right in place. So it looks like the smaller bands are the ones that we're going to use, and I'll zoom in. You guys will see this. But the bands come around. And then you can see this thing is, it's extremely secure. So it's not going anywhere. It's strong enough so when this is mounted, if you wanted to move the mirror to kind of get it where you want it to be, I'm going to hop in and just show you really close what it looks like. So you can see there's the oh, I forgot it follows. So you see the profile looks like that. So it's really clean. And it allows you to be able to still have the front-facing camera and not, so nothing's pinching right here, see? So that's how we're gonna mount it. Next, you also have all these ports on the top. You're gonna have a port for your SD card, or slot for your SD card that pops in and out. You're gonna have the Type-C, which is going to power the mirror. You're gonna have an audio video, which is gonna be your input from this camera. And so you can see this is why you need the extension, because once this goes in the van and it moves around, comes all the way through, goes down, up around the door, and then into the dash, this cable has to plug in here. And if it's not long enough, you know, you need to extend it. And then last but not least, you actually have a GPS connection. So this, I believe, monitors speed. I'm not sure if it does any map function or anything like that. I think speed was the only thing that, when I was driving Thomas's van, that I kind of experienced with this mirror. It looks like it has it's got a mount for the rear view mirror or camera by itself independently. And then when you buy, so this was an add-on, the license plate camera mounting kit was an add-on. This one has an additional mount, additional screws and stuff like that. Let's see what else is in the box. So in the box you have a Dashcam user's manual. Got the normal quick guide to kind of get you started. And it's just a one-pager. You got extra bands if you have something like a thicker mirror. This is like a dash tool that's going to help you pop panels off and stuff like that. You've got some like 3M foam adhesive pads to do some cable management. You've got a cloth to wipe off your screen. By the way, they do sell a add-on screen protector. So if you wanted to put a screen protector on here, they make an add-on. I think they also make one that's a non-glare that I installed on Thomas's van when he came back in the shop on this unit. And then what they have here is they have a this is a cigarette lighter style power supply with a USB in, and then they give you a USB type A port so that you can reuse, you can charge your phone while you're even running the this unit. So I'm going to figure out how I want to wire that. And then in this bag right here, and we'll go back on the computer and I'm going to show you what I put in the cart for all of this. So this right here, so this actually lets you jump in a fuse panel and do it's like a fuse tap. So you can go in and tap, you take a fuse that that's being used that you can repurpose, and then you can use this fuse tap to plug into that to gain the power you need to run that. So you can use this if you're just doing a simple install, but if you're doing a more like clean install, there's this install kit that I bought. And so this kit allows me to hardwire the unit to the van. Now, this is a good idea because depending on what kind of vehicle you have, sometimes your cigarette lighters will turn off when you turn the car off. And that's not going to allow you to, there is a battery in there. I'm not sure how long it lasts, but just for redundancy, if this turns off and you're only on the battery, I'm not sure how long this is going to record while, dash cam footage when your car's off, like in a parking lot. So instead of this, you buy this kit. This kit's going to give the this will be wired directly. So this will be always on. And I can't imagine this taking up too much power. What you can do is a couple of things. You can wire this directly, or you can have this wired so that there's a switch, so you can turn it on so it's always on. But then say you need to put your RV for storage, you can flip the switch down, and then it's not going to be supplying any power to that unit. So this bag is going to give us our hardwire kit and our fuse taps. All right, so let's hop on the computer, and I'm going to show you, I'll bring this with me. I'll show you what that checkout process looks like, and then we'll hop on to the Nomadic cooling. All right, so here we go. We got the Wolfbox G840H Wi-Fi rear view mirror dash cam. So there's the mirror. That's going to be what it looks like in the car. So you can see the cables are going to be going up at the top, and that's why we're going to be able to hide them. Do you have to reinforce the roof? 360 cameras for the safety purposes. So I would say, let's see here. So the question is, do you have to reinforce the roof when you mount a 360 camera on the roof? Depending on where you mount it with a sheet metal, the sheet metal should be strong enough depending on how you're mounting it. I don't think they're that heavy to where, it's going to flop around on the roof. Yeah, tell me more about that 360 camera. Maybe put a link to one of the products, and I'll look at it really quick during the live stream. So yeah, show me a little bit more about the product that you're talking about. I'll try to answer it the best I can. Okay, so there's that. So it comes with the camera, the GPS module or antenna, and then I did see a 32 a card in there. I didn't know it came with a 32 gig card. So if I look at this, so here's the Wolfbox. Stay with me. My camera's trying to take a break. But right here, so there you go. This is a great way to show this. There you go. So we have the GPS, SD card, audio, video, and power. It's all on the top. And then on the bottom, there's your power button. I guess it might be a microphone. So if I click this, let's see what this is. So this is, okay, they give you it's a Lexar. So it's a Lexar SD card. And just be careful when you put this in here. So for example, see how that goes in there like at an angle? So that's wrong. Obviously I didn't force it. So you want it like that. So it goes in straight. And then you might have to take your fingernail until it does a little click. But yeah, the way they designed this is so nice. Because look, you got a big screen, and then the back, look how they perfectly fit. Oh yeah, by the way, this right here is adjustable, so you can point it up, down, left, or right. I mean, it's not, you don't get a crazy amount of movement, but you get enough to really put it in a direction to where it works for you. All right, so I got the camera. I got the Wolfbox multifunction hardware kit. So that allows me to do a direct connection, and they give you 4 fuse taps for free, which is pretty cool. We've got the reverse bracket that goes on your license plate, so it looks like a nice clean install. And then we've got, so we didn't get this, but there's a glare-free lens. It's like a screen protector on a phone. I personally don't think you need it. Got the camera extension. And you can change, you can go from 33 feet to 50 feet. You know, if you have a big RV, that would make sense for that. But it's only $17. So, you know, these add-ons are really, yeah, they make sense. You can do an extended warranty if you would like to, or add a bigger SD card. All right, so look forward to checking out the Wolfbox. Again, this is not sponsored. Just want to give you guys some good information on some products that I really enjoy putting in vans. Now, I've only used one from Thomas's van, but you know, picked up and brought his van back a couple times, and it was so cool just to see the back of the van when you're driving so easily. And you know, if something happens, it's all on the camera. You don't have to worry about somebody cut you off or, you know, accident or anything like that. The camera's always on. And especially for RVs, it's a rear view mirror when if you turn around, you know, there's nothing, you can't see behind you. So I think it's a must, especially for this price. I think it's a really good deal. Okay, I think it's time for the Nomadic cooling unboxing. So let's hop over here. Let's put our camera back. There we go. Yeah, I unboxed the Wolfbox today because I need to go ahead and just run the wires back there. Because I'm starting to close things in on the van. I think I used the camera for when we were in the shop. It's my second cameraman. It's doing pretty good so far. Follow me over here. All right, a couple things for, there we go. So when we pick this up here, there's 2 things you're going to need for install. Now, you only need one, which is this adapter plate from DIY Van. We're going to talk about it in a second once we open this box. So this is an important, I would say, critical piece for the install. I went with the professional install kits. There's a couple other components that go in there to help me do the sealing. So we're going to talk about that briefly after we unbox it. And then, not for this unit, but I just wanted to, while we were in the moment here, if you have a Nomadic RTX 2000, depending on how you install it on the inside of your van, they sell this huge piece of plastic, and it's really ridiculous. It's the plastic that hides all the wires and cables. Now, if you're building a custom van, you're going to hide that all in the ceiling anyway. So that piece of plastic, you're going to just throw it in the trash can, and you're going to buy one of these from DIY Van. Not sponsored, just let you know that there's products like this that clean up what kind of manufacturers, because you know some RVs just come some clunky plastic stuff that doesn't really look that attractive, and there are other options on the market. So this is the trim ring for your Nomadic RTX 2000 if you want to have a minimal low profile trim ring for the vents to come out of your van. Now we're going to open up this, and this has its own panel interface. So I just wanted to show you that this one you can't use this, but on something like the Nomadic RTX 2000, since we were talking about it, you can buy this trim ring to really clean up the inside your van so that you don't have a weird gap after you've installed your rooftop AC. Okay. Let's keep on going here. Now, question is, can I get this off the pallet by myself? On YouTube. Technically, I should be able to. And I forgot to change my microphone. That should sound much better. All right. So let's unbox the Nomadic Cooling 48 volt AC unit. Okay, we've got it unstrapped from the pallet. Yeah, Tristan, I didn't change over my microphone, so it should be good now. Yeah, give me a thumbs up if the audio sounds good. Or yes, that would be good. Okay, here we go. It's completely doable. You can lift this up by yourself. All right, it's gonna sound wild. I'm probably gonna cut this video up, so I'm gonna reintroduce the Nomadic Cooling right here. So this is kind of, you're seeing live how I edit videos, but I'm gonna redo the intro of this so I can kind of clip it into another video. But this is the Nomadic Cooling 48 volt rooftop AC. We got it in white. You can do white or you can do black. And yeah, being 48 volts is dramatically more efficient than the 12 volt system. We'll get into that in a separate video. But yeah, let's open it up and show you what's in this. So not only is this the kit, but we should have I think it's the Pro install kit. So there's a couple different items that are in here, and you guys get to see what those are, and I'll tell you what's important, what's not important. All right. Whenever you order an air conditioning unit, Nomadic and other companies have, on their YouTube channels, have said, you know, make sure you really check everything in the shipping. Shipping has gotten much better in the last couple weeks. I'm actually blown away. I had stuff that took me a couple weeks to get. I've been getting in, you know, a week or two, which is pretty wild. So I've been ordering stuff as if, you know, we were in the last couple of years, and actually I think it's pretty good right now. So that's pretty fortunate. But just make sure you're checking everything as you unbox this. This is a big investment. These things cost a lot of money, so make sure you're checking everything as you open it. So even though you're excited to get it, just check around. All right, we're just gonna pull out these boxes and we're gonna go step by step on what we're doing here. So first off, packaged nice, pretty well. Doesn't look like it can move around that much. All right. We have some foam padding, and we may be using this in different ways. So when I flip this over, there's a couple different ways to do this. This unit is going to be a 14 by 14 inch opening, and we're going to go to the manual here after we look at it and do a couple of details, because unlike the Nomadic RTX 2000, this is a standard 14 by 14 opening, whereas the Nomadic is a little bit bigger. I think it's like 15.6 or it's something like that. When I cut the hole out in the roof, it was just a little bit over what a 14 by 14 is, which if you already have an RV and you're trying to replace something, the Nomadic makes it more challenging because you have to open up the hole wider instead of just doing a direct replacement. All right, so we're going to lift this up. And the first thing that is pretty cool, I didn't realize they were going to do this, but there's a really nice gasket with 3M adhesive already applied. And it looks like it's nice, you know, CNC cut out. So that's good news. We're going to put this over here with our DIY van frame, because that's going to be important to talk about here in just a second. So the next thing we have is the trim ring that has also your vents and your opening for the controls. So I'll put this over here so it doesn't get hurt, damaged. These are going to be our crossbars that are going to support and clamp down the unit. These bars are actually going to be what hold the AC to your van. Let's see. Okay, everything looks safe underneath here. So I'm going to pick this up. So when I pick it up, look at the bottom, which is cool because I'm going to be able to set this down over here on the pallet to move everything. Typically, the bottom of these fans, they make it really awkward. So like the Nomadic RTX 2000 has a big vent shaft that comes down. And like I was saying, it was kind of weird to install it because the forks have to come under it, and then you have to lift up higher to make room for that vent to move around your van. This one, if you look, is just completely flat. So I'm just going to gently set it down because there's another important piece that comes with the box, and this is going to be your template. I love templates. If you guys watch this channel, I make all kinds of templates for the bunk windows, for the T-vent windows, all that good stuff. So this is a beautiful template. Looks really good. So this is going to be helpful. Not so much if you're putting this in the rear of a Ford Transit, and you'll see when we do the actual install video, there's in the rear of a Ford Transit 148-inch wheelbase, so the non-extended version. There's only one place you can put the 14 by 14 opening in the rear of the van. So as opposed to moving it left to right, the front to back, there's only one place it can go. So we're going to use this for our next example of the video. To get some drink here. Okay. There we go. Camera's back. All right, this is a good way to describe what we're working with. So the template, what we're going to have, this is going to go on top of the van. And what's nice is we get to see a profile of what the AC unit is going to look like. And I'm going to do like the A to Z of this whole entire install, so you guys you really can understand how to do this. The first thing that's just blowing my mind is on paper, the amount of BTUs that this has for cooling capacity versus how light it is. And assuming it has to do with the 48 volts versus 12, I'm still kind of blown away by how I'm able to just pick this up and put it down. And it's, I think it's almost twice the cooling power of the Nomadic RTX 2000. Now, I know I hate that. I like that Nomadic RTX 2000. I'm just giving you guys an example of compare and contrasting. Now, we're using this with the EcoFlow 5 kilowatt hour power system. There's a direct 48 volt output that we're going to be able to use to run this. So if you guys have been wondering how that's even going to be possible, this is how we're making it possible. So you're not going to be able to run this on a 12 volt system, obviously. We can get into that later to figure out what that all means. So this is it in the van. And you'll watch in the future videos, you'll see that this is going to fit in between a special roof rack that we have on top of this van, which is the Unaka Explorus.life edition roof rack. So it's designed for an X3 air conditioner. This is the X2, so it's a couple inches smaller, a couple inches shorter. But this is the one we went with. You can go over the big one, but to me, it's very overkill. This is already on paper double the RTX 2000. So the X3, I mean, if you were in, I don't know, Arizona or the Florida Keys or something like that, maybe. But I mean, the van, unless you're in a big RV, this, in my opinion, in a 148-inch Transit is plenty of cooling capacity. Now, we're going to be able to test that, so stay tuned for that. But keep this in your mind. This is what it looks like. I'm going to take this back off, and I'm going to show you the next part of this little bit of education, AC education live stream right now. Okay, so here is our template. Now we're going to go from the bottom to the top. So once you have your template in the van, the Transit has two, let me get some 80/20. All right, this is just for example purposes. All right, let's get the camera back. Come on. Right over here. There we go. Perfect. So there's going to be a crossmember in a Ford Transit that looks like this. And then there's another crossmember that's going to be here. So the cross members I'm talking about, if you have a raw cargo van, they're the ones that those little, where the roof lights, like the cargo lights, are snapped into. That's the ribs that I'm talking about. So you have two at the rear of the van, and those ribs you'll have, it kind of rolls down, but there's a 14-inch opening. It's almost exactly 14 inches. Now on top, now this is the inside of the van. Here's our ribs. Now we got the top of the van. So the top of the van, this is where this DIY van roof template comes in. So let me just show you on the computer really quick what that is. Let's get back on this microphone. So we're going to go to DIYvan.com. If I can type it in right. Okay, go to DIYvan.com. And then we're going to go to, you go to shop. We want to do transit products. And then right here it says Ford Transit high and mid roof vent adapter. You click on it, and this adapter is a special adapter, and it goes in different sections of the van. So it's not only made for a 148, but you have the extended 130-inch wheelbase. So you have different sizes of van. And then if you guys can see here, see how these are the ribs? So if you have a 148 wheelbase, the distance between the ribs is 14.08 inches. And this is where we're going to put our AC in, the rear of the van. And this is what our vent is going to look like. Now, if you can see here, see how there's these dips and contours, like a corrugation on the roof. That's why this product is so important. You've seen a lot of DIY videos where they put gobs of like roof sealant and lots of foam, and they try to smush it and cut it so that they can seal this weird surface. Because this is crowned right here. This is not a flat surface. It's a crowned surface. Now, you can do it that way, or you can go here and you buy this vent adapter. Now, I think for the problem that this solves, this is a good price. I think it's a good value. It's not sponsored. I just think some things that, cost as much really will help benefit you for your install and for the life of your van, to keep everything just nice and easy and trouble-free. The worst thing is if you don't get this and the roof kind of leaks, but then you don't know about it until it's too late. That is what I worry about. So when I build vans, I like to make it to where I don't have to worry about the work I've done. I've chosen a product that's going to make sure that the roof is nice and sealed for as long as the customer has the van. So that's why I choose this product. So let's hop on over and show you how that meets up with the cutout that Nomadic Cooling provided us. And I did my microphone, so let's get the camera back. Here you go. So here's so you can see there's this crown to this, and this is a CNC cut piece of, it's not plastic. I forgot what kind of material this is. But this is what's going to go on your roof. And you're going to have this 14 by 14 inch opening. And what's cool is this is just going to fit right here. Just like that. So once that's there, the next thing you're going to have is your seal. So the seal is going to go right on top of here. Now, Nomadic is giving you this seal. They don't know if you have a RV, like a big Class A, Class B, or whatever RV, where this is mounting flush flat on the roof. They're just giving you something to seal, to make the seal better on your van. So that is what this is designed for. Now, when I install the Nomadic RTX 2000, let's hop back over here. So when I install the Nomadic RTX 2000, what I use is this. So there is a dedicated, not that, hold on. Oh, I didn't have a photo of that. Okay. This is a cutout piece of foam. Where is this? There we go. Okay. This is a 1/2-inch foam seal. So that same seal that we're looking at over there on this table, this is a foam seal precisely cut out for the Nomadic RTX 2000. So when we come over here, where is it? Does it follow me? I have to do this every time. There you go. So when we come back over here, this is the same thing as that DIY van for the Nomadic, except this comes with that Pro install kit, and this is what we're going to use in the as the same piece of product or whatever. So this is going to come on to the frame like that. You see, nice clean install. And next, what we're going to do is we have the unit, and then we have these extra pieces right here. And from watching other videos, because I haven't read anything on this besides what I've already done, but let's, how much do they give us here? That's perfect. So do you see how this and this are, think of this in the back as like a padding to help the weight of the rear so that everything's not working on here, because over here you're going to have an overhang. So the unit is going to overhang on the back. And what we're doing with these pieces of foam here is we are just putting them back here to cushion the back so that we got even weight distribution. Then last but not least, we've got these bars. And these are like the Nomadic RTX. They almost look exactly the same. So I actually have them right over here. Let's see, it's still following me. There we go. Excellent cameraman. So these are the ones from the Nomadic RTX 2000. These are the ones from the Nomadic cooling, so much smaller. These I didn't use, obviously, because they're not in the van. And the reason I didn't is because these pieces right here, if you can imagine, the ceiling would have to be another inch, 1/2 inch lower to use these for the Nomadic. So the reason I'm saying that now is I see these and they're identical. So the question I have when I get into putting this into the van is, am I going to use the install method that I used in the other van with this van? And so what I did was I had, instead of using these, I got 1-inch square aluminum tubing, and I cut it exactly to my cross member length. And then I made it to where I could have an ultra low profile roof, so this wasn't sticking out. I think I'm going to do the same thing for this van because this is really universal. So these are designed for big RVs, small. This is just, you know, a catch-all for whatever van you're trying to put this in. So I'll probably go with the aluminum tubing. I don't think I have an example of that quickly, But let's go to the final piece, which is the interior trim ring, which is going to house all of our vents. And this is what I like about Nomadic cooling is this is just this clean powder coated aluminum. It's a nice matte finish. And then right over here we've got our adjustable vents for the cooling, just like that. So whereas the Nomadic is going straight down and it's really hard to kind of close them off, these you can fully shut. I don't know if I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing yet. And then you actually have this nice, cutout pattern here. So it looks good. So that when you have this on the ceiling of your van, I mean, this is as low profile as it gets. Let's talk about some hardware. So if we open up the box that came with it here, we've got our electronic control panel. So this is what is actually going to snap into here. It's going to be your circuit board to control everything. That's all that's in this box. And then you get some nice vacuum sealed hardware. So we got our bolts to clamp it down. Again, depending on how you do the install, these bolts are designed for very thick roofs. The Transit is probably not even half as thick as this. And on the other van, I got my own hardware, just found out the thread pitch. I got shorter bolts so that nothing bottomed out on the air conditioner unit, which I'll pick that up here in just a second and show you. We've got the black screws to put this into top, some bolts, and then it does have a remote control. So let me bring the AC up here one more time, and then we'll hop back on the computer. Okay, so what I wanted to explain to you guys is right here. Now, this is another benefit of this system. These are pre-installed. So these pre-installed threaded inserts are already in here, which is a big bonus. And the reason I say that is, as handy as I am and attention to detail and have done a lot of stuff before, when I put the Nomadic inserts in, I had to be very, very, very careful not to cross thread when I put them in and that they wouldn't be at an angle. So I thought it was going to be pretty easy, but I almost ended up cross threading one, which I wish Nomadic had just put them in at the factory, have some type of jig that they can put them in nice and square. So what Nomadic has done is they've put them in nice and square, and I don't have to mess with that. So all I do is get the right thread pitch. I can change my bolt length and put this in here. Let's see. So in here, so let me pull these out nice and gently. So here we've got a fuse. We've got a plug, which is for this. This is your communications plug. Let's just sneak in here and figure out what we got. We've got a 10 amp fuse already in line for the circuit board. This is going to be your 48 volt power wire. And I'm not sure what gauge this is. It looks, let's look at the manual for that. I don't want to tell you guys what it looks like. And then we have this, which is, I think this is a sense wire for the board. Might be a temperature sensor or something like that. But yeah, so what's going to happen is this right here. We're going to have our, let's see. Yeah, I'm not sure the orientation. But one's intake, one's exhaust. I feel like this is intake. Anyway, so here's our wires. So you just want to keep them tucked in here when you're moving it, putting it up on the roof, so you don't pinch anything. So that's going to be nice and clean. Yeah, so I'm actually looking forward to this install. Before we hop on the computer, let's just see how this fits here. So I'm assuming that's what we're working with for that. Okay. All right, so that is the back side. If you guys want to see a side profile really quick, that is the side profile. I'll do some quick measurements and then we'll kind of be done with the unboxing. Let me move this stuff out of the way. I'm gonna work out just lifting this up and down. Okay. So what else do we have here? All right, so length, we've got about 29 inches. Now these are all these numbers are gonna be in the manual online. I'm just giving you an overview while we're just doing this. We got 24 inches wide. These are all just rough 6.5 inches. And I call it 7 with this little bump right here. So that just gives you an idea of the size. Again, this comes in white and black top. I think you should always go with white because this is outside in the direct sunlight. So any little bit of help for rooftop AC, I think, goes a long way. But yeah, that is the overview unboxing of the Nomadic Cooling 48 volt rooftop AC. The X2 version. So if you have any questions going forward, especially about install, I'd love to hear install questions. That way I can see them before we actually do the install video. So get those questions ready for the install video. Be happy to look stuff up. Let's hop on the computer. Let's go over a couple of specs between the Nomadic and this one, just to answer some questions that you might have while you've been watching this. And we're over here. Excellent. All right. So let's see if we got any. There you go, a little hay. So let's look and see what we got really quick. And now if you guys have some AC questions, will be a good time to go over them. This is what I was talking about on the Nomadic. See how the bottom part protrudes into the van? So it's kind of awkward because when you're trying to put this in the van, you don't want to scratch the vents or any of the buttons or intake. And it's just hard when you don't have a control board separate and you're trying to be super careful not to damage anything. So that's why I like this so much. I like it and I haven't even installed it yet. So again, there's our weight. I'm trying to think what I wanted to show you guys real quick. May have been on this one. Okay, yeah, this is what it was. So it had to do with the cooling capacity. So this one is a RTX 2000 watt, but it's 6,824 BTUs of cooling at 12 volts. And my question that I'll have to do a little bit more research on is the cooling capacity of this one is 12,150, which kind of blows my mind. And it's such a dramatic number. I'm hoping that the conversions are all the same, but we'll see. I mean, if this has this many BTU more than the Nomadic, because this one is 6,824, and the Nomadic is 12,150. That's incredible. Half the current draw, half the weight. Pretty close. That's pretty awesome. You know, half the wattage for the rated power. Yeah, it's one of those, it looks too good to be true, but I mean, you know, numbers wise, I'm really looking forward to using this unit. In particularly, let's go to the X3. So I'll explain why I'm being so technical about this. So the X3 unit, if we go to the X3 24, that's another thing. Here it is, 48. So the X3 is 15,000 BTU. That's a lot. And it's 14 amps. Again, the reason I went with the X2 is because we have the 5,000 kilowatt hour EcoFlow system, and we want to make sure that we don't overtax that one and that we can have long battery life with that system. The benefit to the EcoFlow is that it's a 48 volt system, which makes it incredibly efficient for the air conditioning. Also, it can have a ton of solar input. But you do have on the current input of the EcoFlow system, you do have 60 amps from your DC to DC charging. So sometimes that is a limit, but on this build, we actually have 580 watts of solar on the roof. So 580 watts of solar mixed with the 48 volt efficiency and the low amp draw of this unit. That's what we're going for as a really efficient system, cooling wise in this van. All right, let me know if you guys have any questions. I'm going to go and talk about the DIY van build cheat sheet. So if you guys don't know what this is an Excel sheet that I've worked on. It's the past 3 years of all of my Amazon purchases organized into a Excel spreadsheet. And it is here to help you guys out. It's all the stuff that I use in the shop, whether it's storage, electrical items such as, you know, fuses or fasteners for the 80/20, hardware, HVAC components like max fan or insulation, air compressors, roofing, solar panels. The most important part of this is the tools. So this sheet has tons of tools on it that I use every day in the shop to build vans. Now, guess what? The best part about this whole entire sheet, it's completely free. It's a free cheat sheet for you guys. It's there to help you out with your DIY van build. All you gotta do is put your name, email address, click download now. It'll be sent right to your inbox, and then you guys can use this to help you out on your van build journey. Sometimes it's hard to find out, you know, what tools might be something you'd want to use, or if you even know they exist. So, for example, on this list down here at the bottom, I have this water pump. I love this water pump because it's a variable flow, which means you open up the faucet, it kind of slowly ramps up, slowly ramps down. There's not a lot of, or in my experience using this, I haven't had any surging or weird pressure spikes. I actually do not use it with an accumulator, and it works just fine. So just for example, it's the only one on this list. I think it's really good, and that's kind of a benefit of just kind of having all this stuff in here. Now, we're over 250 items right now. We have a lot of stuff that we are going to be updating onto this list to make it better. But right now, it's got over 255 curated items. I call them curated because they're all organized by this column on the left. So if you guys are interested in this DIY van build cheat sheet, click on the link. You can go to the link in the description below, or you can go to vanbuilderhq.com to download this form. And last but not least, we have Odyssey Custom Vans. That's my custom van conversion business. That's the vans that we're working on. That's what we're buying products for to put into the vans. And this is the van that we have that's behind the camera, not this camera, but in front of this live stream rig here. And this is our Adventure Wagon install van. So we'd put an Adventure Wagon kit into this van, and then we built it with Flatline Vanco Adventure Wagon compatible components. So it's basically stuff that bolted to the Adventure Wagon interior. Now, if you wanted to check out a video of a quick walkthrough with the van, I took the van to Adventure Van Expo in Chattanooga, Tennessee. If you ever get a chance to go to an Adventure Van Expo, go to it, especially if you're in the market to get a you're kind of in the transition between doing a DIY build versus meeting with builders. It's going to give you a good idea of what's possible in a van build, what products people use. You can talk to people. For example, you guys, the subscribers on this channel, a couple came out to this event, blew my mind. It was so cool to see you guys and kind of interact and actually see people in real life as opposed to chatting in the comments. But this van is great. I mean, this event is great because there's so many vans there, and you'll really, being able to walk into a van, kind of fill out the size and understand what you're getting into van life wise is a really good way to kind of try before you buy. It's not, these events, these expos, they're not a high pressure environment such as a RV sales lot or stuff like that. Not that RV sales are pressured, but I feel like it's kind of, you're going there to like you're buying a car type of thing. When you go to these expos, there's music playing, it's a lot of fun. The pace is slowed down, and it's just about kind of showcasing builds. And I think it's a really good place to find out, do you really want to go down the DIY route, or are you more leaning towards a professional build? But either way, check out this video so you can see what I've been working on. I've got a description of all the components that we have put into this build. And then down here, we have some preliminary photos. I say preliminary because I don't have the fancy video tour of the van besides the one we did at Expo, because the plumbing is the last piece of the puzzle that I got to put together. That is going to happen next weekend is where I have that scheduled to actually plumb that system. But in the meantime, this is all the components in the van. You can kind of see that we've got the Tetravan in-floor shower pan, got 420 watts of solar, the Nomadic RTX rooftop AC that we've been kind of poking at today is right there. I love that air conditioning unit. I'm just excited about this new 48 volt system because I like nerding out on stuff like that. However, they're both great. But this one has it. This is a great photo to explain why that trim ring or the use of cleaning up this, the way the AC unit goes into your van is so important for me from a visual standpoint. If I had those metal bars like I was talking about earlier, I could not have achieved this look. It would look more clunky. And to be honest, it's impossible if you use an Adventure Wagon system because there's special cross members in the ceiling to mount the system, and you can't make it look like this. Anyway, in this van, we actually went with the Renogy One system. So this is their new Bluetooth system that communicates with all their batteries, all their smart lithium iron phosphates, phosphate battery that you can group together. Also, the 3,000 watt pure sine wave inverter charger system. The Rego version has a Bluetooth built-in function. So all of this stuff instantly pairs with this dashboard right here. And you can buy it with this M1 controller that turns these 3 buttons into light switches. So we have an interior light, a indirect lighting for the cabinets and overhead storage, and then we have a outdoor amber light for hanging out at nighttime under the awning. Max fan, and then we have the nice 3.0 Bluetooth system from Webasto, so you can control everything from your phone. Yeah, so check out these photos. And if you guys are interested in purchasing this van, at the time of filming this live stream right now, it is currently for sale. You can contact me, sales@odysseycustomvans.com, or you can contact my phone number here. The best way to contact me is to click and schedule a call. So you'll go here, go on my calendar. You can pick a day, pick a time that's convenient for you. We'll hop on a phone call, answer any questions you have about this current build. If you're not interested in this van, but you'd like to have your own custom van built by me, such as this customer behind me, which we are currently working on, you can just go on to the same link. I just ask that you read this quick little intro so that you are ready and prepped for the phone call when we get ready to talk about your van build. But yeah, it's the same process. Click on a date, click on a time. It goes right on my calendar, and we can hop on a call, talk about your custom van build. All right, so that's it. Do you guys have any other questions? I'm going to stay on here for about 2 more minutes, see if you guys have any van-related questions come in the chat. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about the new setup. It's pretty much how we're going to do videos this year, which I'm pretty excited. And so next steps that we're doing on the van behind me is, let's talk about them really quick. So over here on the right, if you guys have just tuned into this channel this year, we're using AVC rig as our interior wall panel systems. So over here on my right side, we've got a panel that's already in place with the window peel, which trims out the awning window, makes it nice, clean. Over here, we are getting ready to actually finish the panel, and we'll kind of mirror the other side. Once that's done, we go to our next step, which is we are installing the cutout for the Nomadic cooling AC unit that we just did a unboxing on. And then right in front of it, we're actually installing a max fan. So what was so important about getting that out of the box, the AC unit, is I need to figure out how close I'm putting that fan to the AC unit itself before I commit to cutting holes in the van. You always want to triple check stuff when you're cutting holes in the new van. So yeah, we're going to be going over that future video. We got some plumbing tutorials that we're going to cover. So a lot of stuff like that. So if you're interested in anything like that, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you click that thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Share this video to anybody who's interested in either the Wolfbox system or the Nomadic Cooling X2 that we just did an open box from today. Other than that, I don't see any questions in the chat, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off on this live stream, and we'll see you back here on our next live stream, and talk to you guys very soon.